Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in yet again. We're here. Tyler Losier.
That's me.
Happy to have you back, man.
I'm happy to be back.
Yeah. Thank you. Short notice. Somebody fell out.
Yeah. I'm the perfect level of, I'm just talented enough where I can perform for things like this.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
untalented enough where I'm still available on short notice.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't have
Yeah.
a lot going on, believe me.
Thank God, too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the same. That's how it goes, you know.
Yeah.
You're good enough to get on a middling podcast like this.
Yeah. Middling is my sweet spot. That's what I look for.
Yeah.
Successful is a little, that's a tall order for me.
Yeah.
Middling, that's right my wheelhouse. That's where I like to be.
Well, Mike O'Sullivan was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, very funny guy.
And he did that thing with, what's that kid's name? Fuck. Matan. That douchebag, like, 15-year-old who's, like, that Andrew Tate genre.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the long hair, and he's just a douche
I
to people.
don't really. I stay away from the manosphere pretty as a general rule.
Yeah.
I don't, because I've seen people talking about because that guy, the United Healthcare CEO, the shooting Luigi.
Yeah.
He
It's me.
Mamma mia, I killed the CEO. He was like apparently really into a lot of, like Huberman, that whole like genre of like radical centrism almost, which is a very, because everyone was arguing about his ideology online before he like came out who he was.
Yeah.
And then it's the funniest answer is like nobody agrees with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was that man. He was in that genre. Of,
I think he was like kind of
man.
like the like raw milk type. Like a JFK, like JFK Jr. or RFK Jr. Yeah. I think he was an RFK Jr. pilled, kind of like.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that dude, he wants to get rid of some shit that people are going to be very up in arms about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mickey D's.
Bro.
Yeah.
The guy that got him the job, that's all he eats. Like, that's all Trump eats.
That's true. There's
You
a
think he's
picture
gonna
of
let
him
that
on the
happen?
plane where
Yeah.
he's like, Trump's making him eat the McDonald's. And you see RFK is like looking like he just got caught watching child porn.
Yeah.
He just has this look on his face like, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Which should happen soon enough as well.
Yeah.
Getting caught.
If he's a candidate, he's capable of making any changes, they're gonna take care of him.
Right.
Yeah. They're gonna
Yeah.
get rid of him real. That's why everyone's so afraid about the whole Trump thing. I'm like, they're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
We've already had 2 runs at him. Third time's the charm.
Right.
I don't see a world where he makes it 4 years.
Really?
I don't think
Think
so.
he'll get
No.
banged?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna try at least.
Yeah.
Because his whole thing is like, if he actually is like, oh, I want to take down the deep state or whatever. If you believe in that shit, if like the deep state's kind of falling off, they're not swinging back at least. You know what I mean?
They're sitting around like, fuck, he might actually beat us.
Yeah. Well, he used to depose like democratically elected leaders of South American countries in the 60s and 70s and shit.
Right.
You're telling me they can't put a bullet in some fat fuck who lives off McDonald's and speed? That's got to be like.
Diet Coke
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. The Diet Coke's already got him halfway there. You
Right.
know? You slip a little cyanide in his DC, that's curtains.
You ever see the video of fucking, I think it's Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, and they have like, they're toasting, but neither of them drink it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the best. They're like, bing.
Yeah.
We like each other.
Well, that's like the whole like that's that like next level of power. It's all like you can't get like fucked up and be a dictator.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be like the fun party dictator. You gotta kind of keep your shit laced tight if you want to be an autocrat. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no room for error. There's
Right.
always somebody that'll fucking stab you or
Yeah,
some shit.
because if you're just getting fucked up all the time, that makes you a liability, kind of.
Yes. Right.
Somebody put a car bomb on your Uber or something like that. And that's it. You know.
That's like the dude who was it Boris Johnson? That guy used to get fucked up.
Yeah,
He was like a party animal. That
and he was like
guy.
infamously like the least effective leader of Russia. I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, he's basically like useless
Yeah.
because he was in charge during the '90s when the whole like basically the mob ran Russia. I think.
No, Boris Johnson was.
Oh, I was
Minister
thinking
of,
Boris Yeltsin. My bad.
Yeah,
Boris
yeah.
Yeltsin was a big like drunk Russian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like I think the guy because when the Soviet Union fell in like '89, I think they like put some guy in charge who was just like the substitute teacher, you know, and then we kind of like we're like, all right, we're gonna keep an eye on you guys.
Yeah.
And it was Boris Yeltsin. He was like I think an infamous like drunk and just like kind of one of those like old school like Winston Churchill types where they just get drunk all day and
Yeah.
people are like, well, that's what a strong man does.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, right? Winston did it right. He never seemed to be out of character.
No, but he was like one of those like classic like functioning alcoholics.
Right.
That's what you need
Drink all
if you're
day.
gonna be like a strong leader with a drinking problem. You got to be a real functional drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoke big cigars.
And he would do. I read one time he would drink like a little bit. Like he would just put a splash of like brandy in his like orange juice. Man, not
That sounds nice.
Yeah, not
That's
that
not
exact
bad.
combination, but it was some drink that he drank that was like a half a unit of alcohol, and you just have one of those like every 40 minutes to keep the shakes away.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's medicine, you know. Yeah.
You need a vice.
Yeah.
You need a vice, especially if that's your job.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, most of the now I think politicians say most of their vice is just like child fuck island.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not really into like liquor and weed.
That's
not
too
really,
easy.
Yeah.
You get to a certain level of power, you're like, we got to
Yeah.
deprave. We got to get
Wouldn't you be kind of like disappointed though if you found out like Donald Trump was taking gravity bong rips
Yeah.
in the Oval Office? You'd be like, you can't even afford a bong, dude. Come on, that's
Yeah, he's like using a plastic bottle.
yeah, like 2 liter. If he did smoke weed, that is how Donald Trump would smoke weed.
Yeah.
He would be a gravity bong guy for sure.
Lets his hair down.
Yeah.
Long.
That's like the McDonald's of smoking weed is gravity bongs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they have those pieces that you can add. You could just put it
It's not fun.
in a thing, and it's like you can.
Yeah, you gotta steal You gotta
nice.
steal it from your parents' ratchet set. That's the
Right,
way. You gotta, like when I was a kid, dude, I think it was like the 5/18 or something like that. There's one particular size that was
You know the size.
It was the best. But like ratchet sets, you only get one of those size like per set.
Yeah.
And I was bad at hiding my weed in high school. I would get caught every like 6 months, like once a quarter. My parents would be like, "Look what we found." So I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you still surprised? And like I remember they found the first one, so then I would just go back to the ratchet set and steal the ones on like either. So they're like a quarter size off or whatever. But I just go down, and by the time I graduated high school, my dad didn't have a ratchet set anymore.
Yeah.
It was just they're all stuffed into a water bottle cap somewhere in my bedroom.
He's like, I can't fix shit. Where's my stuff?
Yeah. This house is falling apart. You're ruining my fucking marriage.
Just
Buy
getting
a
high.
chillum, you fucking animal.
We used to smoke naders. I
What's a
don't know if-
nader?
It was just a stupid name for a plastic bottle pipe.
Oh, that's bad.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Like you'd cut a hole in the pipe
Yeah,
or in the bottle, and then you'd put like tin foil with like slits in it.
bad.
And then you put that, and then you cut a hole there, and you're like, and then you'd hit the plastic every once in a while, and you're like,
You get a little flavor in there.
oh
yeah.
man, that shit was bad.
Yeah, we would do sometimes soda cans.
Soda cans, yeah.
Back in the day, soda cans or apple is a nice healthy alternative.
Sure, 'cause you can eat
Couple
it after.
tinfoil jeebs, I'm ashamed to say.
Yeah.
But you mostly gravity bong. I was a suburban stoner in high school,
Gravity
so it was
bong.
mostly somebody so in the center console of somebody's vehicle.
That's
you
nice.
open it up, there'd just be a little 2 liter in there.
And you get real fucked up off those.
Yeah,
too.
you get real fucked up.
You get a good
Yeah.
bang for your buck.
Yeah. That's not like one of those like, oh, we'll just hang out and kind of like smoke a joint. That's like we're gonna sit in silence and stare at our feet for 45 minutes. Yeah, kind of high.
I had a friend who put us all on to like we all would smoke backwoods,
Okay. Yeah.
and he had a bong in his car, like a normal bong, and we would put the roach in the bong,
Yeah.
and it's like a nuke. You're just
Yeah.
nuking
'Cause you
your
get
brain.
tobacco in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You ever do? Damn, if anyone from Could Be Worse is watching, shout out. The mooks they would call them.
Is that where you put tobacco in the bong with?
Yeah.
We call them chops.
Okay, chops, mooks, moles. I've heard like all the different.
But you use like cigarette tobacco.
Yeah. You do a little half like cigarette tobacco, half weed. I remember when I went to visit Penn State, a kid that was older than me, because that's where I went for college, and I went for like my official visit, and I just got like fucked up the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's how I decided where to go to school. Is I went to like 4 Big Ten schools. I got the most fucked up at Penn State. I was like, 4 years, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go Lions.
Right.
But I remember my official visit. I was like hanging out at my buddy's frat, and that was like my first like chop there, and I was
Nice.
like, you can do 4 years of those.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
liked them?
When you're like 19, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you kind of learn about
New.
cause and effect. Yeah. Your prefrontal cortex develops, and you realize that there's consequences to bad behavior.
Right.
So,
Yeah. This is bad.
yeah.
I get that. Well, you mentioned the biggest news story in the country.
Yeah.
Might as well talk a little
Yeah,
bit about that.
No, I'm ready. I've been fucking obsessing over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Italians, bro.
Dude.
Italians kill anyone they want.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
here's okay. So do you believe it was him? First of all, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories floating around. Are you a truther? Are you a pet truther? Or are you?
Oh man, I don't think when it first happened, my initial thought was this was like like the lady that's off to the side is like a CIA agent that's making sure that this went well.
Because it looked professional. The video,
It looked so
at
good.
first, it looked professional.
He's like catching the shells, like come on.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I mean, he did it so well. He had to have watched a few YouTube videos.
Yeah. I'd be interested to peek through his like YouTube history or his like his Google search, because they always go through their like whole like computer to try to find out why they did it. I would love to see his search history.
Except for the kid that shot at Trump, they did nothing. With that kid.
Right. Well, that kid he was a
patsy for sure.
Yeah. That's the it's like the incel versus Chad meme. You know what I mean? Like that's. The like or the virgin versus Chad meme, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the Trump shooter, and then this is like the Chad shooter, you know?
Right.
But it's funny. I think it was him. It's pretty obvious, like all the evidence, and he seems to be kind of like, yeah, I did it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I do think if you were to pick a patsy for a crime, an Italian is the best patsy that you could pick.
Right.
I think.
Because their history.
They are historically, they're not to offend you at all.
Hey, I don't care. I hate Italian people.
About you and your fellow wops. They are, criminality is associated with their culture, historically speaking, but they're also not like the brightest, stereotypically speaking.
No.
So if you want to like put like this guy seems kind of dumb, but I still think he did it, that is the sweet spot you're looking for a patsy.
Yes.
Is capable of criminality, but not smart enough to get away with it. And that is Italians, that is right down that fucking middle.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. If they're not working together.
Yeah.
Right. If they're working together, it almost seems like they can figure it out.
That's called the NYPD if Italians work together.
Right. I was thinking the mafia. But
either one.
Kind of the same.
What side of the law they're on.
Yeah. The legal version.
But it is funny watching it. It's Italian versus Italian. You know, it's like Spy versus Spy Junior. Like that was Italians trying to catch another Italian, which was a very fun. And there was some snitching in a McDonald's that ended up, and she's not even gonna get the reward money. I heard.
Well, that's what it was, right? He was like flirting with some girl in a McDonald's.
No. So the flirting thing is when he was in Manhattan, he checked into the hotel, and he was there for 10 days, and they didn't have a single picture without the mask. And then apparently, it's people on the internet are saying she was chubby. Not my words.
Wow.
You know, I'd still flirt with her, but people were criticizing his decision to pull his mask out in that moment. They're like, "You risked it all for a solid 7, dude. Come on." You know?
Everyone's got a preference. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if that's what he killed, the CEO?
Yeah. He's like, this Ozempic thing's getting out of it. Sick of these doctors prescribing I like fat bitches.
Yeah.
And they're killing all my fat honeys.
Yeah, exactly.
My sweet, sweet fat ladies are being taken away from me by this dirty fucking medical industry.
Or they're dying, right? They're getting denied coverage.
Yeah.
They need, insulin or whatever.
Yeah, they're losing a foot or something.
Yeah.
He's like, I like them fat, but I like both feet on them. Yeah. I need all 10 toes to get my dick hard.
That's right.
Yeah, 10 toes down.
Yeah, chubby ass feet.
Yeah, but so they got a picture of him when he was in Manhattan, and that was how. And then he was sitting in a McDonald's in Altoona, which close to Penn State. I don't know why you'd ever. If I was like running for my life, the last place I would run to is Altoona.
Why is that?
It's just like opiate country. It's just like shitty, like Rust Belt, Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
It's not like if you're making a last stand, it's not.
It's not there.
It's not where you want to go now. Yeah. You can't even get a good slice of pizza. If you're an Italian guy, especially.
Oh, man. That's all they care about.
Yeah, dude. You got to get. So we went to McDonald's. It's like, come on, man.
At least get a good sandwich somewhere, you know?
But he is Gen Z. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, he got caught because he needed some nuggies and to check his Twitter.
That's right.
Yeah.
He was looking for the Szechuan sauce from Rick and Morty.
Because everyone's like, well, why did he, like, how, because he was very smart about it. And then it's seemingly they caught him with a gun and all the fake ID. They caught him with all the evidence on him. So people are like, why did he get caught? I just feel like he didn't expect to get away with it.
Yeah. He was like, holy fuck, this was easy.
A few days go by. He's looking on Twitter. He's seeing all these, like, hot leftist baddies being like, I'd fuck him. You know? The guy saw a tweet. It was like, UHS shooter lookalike contest in my bedroom. You know, like, stuff, like everyone was, like, horny for him. So I think he was like, I kind of want to cash in on this, you know? Because if you don't, like, if your name never gets out, you don't ever get, the titty pics.
That's right.
So I think he was just kind of like, this seems kind of, I kind of want to take credit for this. And the only way to do that is to get caught.
Yeah. He's like, he'll be a martyr.
Right. Where's he need to go to Mexico? You know, like if
what's there to do down there?
God forbid, if you lost some marbles and decided to take a run at somebody, decide to split somebody's wig in Midtown and do the dash. Would you go to Mexico? What would you do?
Man, I mean, I guess Mexico can't you could go like real far, like Western Canada.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
British
But
Columbia.
you're 26. You're just gonna live the rest of your. That's like 40, 50 years that you just gotta live in hiding.
Yeah.
And if they ever pop you for like any crime, it's over because they'll get your fingerprints. And I think he left fingerprints behind the scene. Which is like, wear gloves, dude. What do you?
Right.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
I don't know, but Italian again. I reiterate.
He was funny. He was able to spell on those bullets. You know, being so dumb.
right. Although I think the depose, he might have used the wrong. I think it was dispose. And he meant depose, but I think he wrote the wrong word. So again,
there was a fourth one that said de peppers too. The garlic.
Yeah, he wrote his message on breadsticks from Olive Garden. Police found 3 Olive Garden breadsticks laid out by the scene of the crime with deny, defend, and depose written on them.
Yeah, dude. I was at work and I was working bartending, and fucking these 2 ladies were like talking about it, and that's the first thing they both said. Oh, he's so hot.
Yeah, you can't have a hot killer.
No.
That's like the Trump guy. He was tough on the eyes, tough to look at, real like space alien looking motherfucker, and that doesn't look good on a mugshot, you know? But like if you're hot, like people are like, I forgive him.
Yeah.
Especially if the crime's already kind of like borderline to begin with, where everyone's like, all right, I get it. If you're also hot, that really pushes you into like,
let him
killed
go.
One guy. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody liked that guy. It's like the Night Stalker. That guy was like, it looked like a rock star back in the day. Richard Ramirez.
Who's he?
Remember, see if you can find a picture of Richard Ramirez. They had, he was like the dude in California who was fucking killing the fuck out of, I think it was mostly women in their homes.
They're always doing it in California.
Always. Back in the day, for whatever reason, that was like where serial killers could do it.
I think it was like more. I think California was like developed slower than maybe like the East Coast, so maybe it was still kind of the Wild West out there. I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
Or they heard about the loose bail laws from liberal California.
Right. That was probably more of it.
Yeah. The liberals.
Look at that guy. He's a handsome devil.
Damn, dude.
You know? Look at that jawline.
Chiseled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
And he was one
how
of.
How did he kill him? Did he like kidnap him or?
He was doing bad shit, like
Wow.
real witchy, real
witchy stuff.
real witchy shit.
Yeah, as opposed to your normal, rape and murder. This was real grisly.
This wasn't good.
Yeah. This wasn't your grandma's rape and murder. This was the heavy stuff.
He went into the courtroom with a pentagram on his hand. And he's one of those guys.
Yeah, kind of like a Charles Manson type vibe.
Right, the swastika thing in his head. He wasn't like a classy Ted Bundy. You know?
Yeah.
He'd beat, strangle, and rape him.
Ooh, the trifecta.
It's all great. And all the main, no notes.
all while having a fucked up grill. Like he had a real bad
cleft palate or something.
No, like a tooth infection.
They say that makes you go crazy.
Really?
Yeah. They say that there's some bacteria. It happened Teddy Roosevelt, I think.
Okay.
They say he was a little like bonkers towards the end because you have this like tooth infection and it gets into your. It's like sepsis, I think. So it gets into your blood.
Yeah.
And you just go nuts. And
That's
people kill people and stuff like that, and they get like the witchy, satanic shit. I mean, what I'm saying is he's innocent, clearly, but
he just had a toothache. If there was some Oragel
Your
around,
Honor, my client had a toothache.
Yeah, he didn't have insurance, and now we're back.
Yeah, and right back to
exactly.
Yeah. It's funny. I found that story because I was looking. I'm in between therapists right now, and I was like trying to desperately find someone that like took my shitty like government health insurance.
Yeah.
And and that popped up, and it's hard for me not to be like, well, we were all thinking it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, that was like the Blue Cross thing, right? After that happened, they were initially.
Those are my boys, Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I was like, he couldn't have. That was the one issue I have is he didn't kill the guy who runs the company that fucked me over. So I'm a little salty about that.
Right.
Yeah.
But now they'll cover your anesthesia if you need it. They weren't going to.
Yeah.
And
But it's
now
interesting because everyone says like violence doesn't work. Sure.
Yeah.
But like it kind of because I live off Broadway in Williamsburg. Williamsburg, nice gentrified area, but that stretch of Broadway that runs all the way through Brooklyn. It's a pretty
shifty area.
Yeah. It's not like New York's pretty safe nowadays, but it's still like a little rough and tumble in parts. And right by my house, which is kind of by like the Marcy Ave stop, the sort of like rough and tumble area.
Yeah.
There is ever since I lived there since October, there's been a United Healthcare Medicare Advantage van parked out front, which is the program that everyone had issue with the 90% denial rate. They had that
Damn.
AI that denied 90% of in-network claims.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And they
And
just
they
counted
program the AI,
Right.
so
And-
it's like they
Right.
can't even
and
blame
so you
it.
could appeal it, but they kind of like counted on people being either too elderly or too sick,
Yeah.
or just like a lot of people in that neighborhood are Hispanic, so a lot of them don't speak English. So those people can't navigate the appeals process, and they would pocket
Right.
those people's money. And it was all through this Medicare Advantage program was like the big thing that they were doing. They had a van out in front, and the whole point is like these private companies, they trick you into giving you like your Medicare card to them, and then they give you like a private plan that doesn't cover shit. And so they have these vans out in front of my the street I live on, trying to trick people and do it all the time. And they've been there every day, weekends, holidays, everything since I moved in.
Damn.
Thursday morning, gone, just like
Gone.
that. Walked out today, they're back. And it's like, if you're trying to make the point that like violence doesn't work, don't take the vans off the street the day he gets killed and then put them back the day they catch the killer.
Right.
Give it a few days, let the dust settle. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So that was just like, in that very anecdotal sense, I do think. I don't think there's gonna be a reform from this, but
No, definitely.
I just, and it almost is a bad thing because it's like a pressure release valve. Everyone kind of is like, okay, I'm not as mad anymore. And I think when people aren't mad, then nothing like changes. So
Right.
Yeah.
That's what happens every time.
yeah.
Something gets done, for lack of a better term, and then it's like, well,
yeah.
you could sit back.
Everyone sits back, and goes, well, we fixed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. America's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the no sympathy. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
No.
Nobody cares.
He was
They're
getting like
"Fuck
haha
that
reacts
guy."
on the status they post. That's tough.
It's like 30,000 people ha-ha'd it.
Yeah. And dude, like if you work, like the whole purpose of insurance, if you put morality aside, the whole purpose of an insurance company is to like underwrite risk.
Yeah.
You know, and to manage risk. And so you think if your job is like dealing in risk, it would cross your mind eventually that like we gotta fuck people out of life-saving medical treatments as a profit model.
That's part of the game, baby.
Don't we like eventually fuck over somebody who's got a few screws loose or feels like they have nothing to
Right.
lose? And then what happens if they walk you down?
And what's that guy doing alone? What's the CEO of United? I mean,
Right? If that's gonna be your business model, is gonna be just like fucking people out of their coverage. Keep a bodyguard on
Yeah,
you.
a
You
couple
know?
of them.
Yeah, keep a blicky on you.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah. What if it was
strapped.
fucking? He just turned around,
Yeah.
stood over the guy. You fucking picked the wrong one.
Yeah.
Blasted
I'm
that
not
kid.
that guy, pal. You get a bulletproof vest on.
Yeah, always.
Does like the John Wick where he just dies.
Man, that's what I would do. That's
Yeah.
fucking.
Do you think this is? And I asked a couple people this. Do you think you could do it?
Shoot a
Do you
CEO.
think you could kill some? Like, if you felt like I don't know, like it hasn't really come out at the time of recording this. Like,
Yeah.
100% what his motive is. He had some back injury or something. People say it made him go nuts. But like, do you think if you were like righteously wrong, if you truly felt that this person in front of you was responsible for the death of you or a loved one,
Yeah.
you think you'd do it?
No, I don't think so. That guy's like indirectly. He's the CEO. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got pull,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's just doing a job. You know. It's,
Okay, you know who else was just following orders? The Nazis. Checkmate.
yeah.
No, I don't. You don't think you could? You don't think you could kill somebody if you're like take like healthcare out of it? If it was
Yeah.
like this person like killed your mother or something. You're an Italian.
Yeah.
You
You
got
my
probably-
mother.
Yeah, my fucking mother. Yeah, motherless fuck.
Yeah. No, I guess in that case, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
think
If it's like a direct, like if you fucking killed my mom,
yeah.
then yeah, because
Yeah.
I can get to. But if it's like, a government official, it's like, well, he fucking killed my
Okay,
mom.
we are on camera, so that's a smart thing to say on camera. I wouldn't admit to it either. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if
but-
it was like the sitting senator of the state of New York.
Yeah. Now, do I think that those people should be killed? Absolutely.
But you don't want to get your hands dirty.
I won't do it.
Yeah.
I'm decent enough.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I would say
I'll
I'm
support it.
I would call myself a pussy. I wouldn't say I'm decent. I would just say not the guilt, but the anxiety of getting caught would destroy me, I think.
Yeah.
That's what, with the nice segue to the like Diddy or Jay-Z thing, because it just came out Jay-Z apparently is a pedophile. And, well, allegedly. I think we should probably still say that, right?
Yeah. Well,
It is 2024. You're allowed to call anyone a pedophile now, but we should still probably throw allegedly in there for legal purposes.
Yeah.
But I've always like the whole Diddy thing. It's like, how does that guilt not crumble you?
I mean, you got to be a soulless fucking.
I've been like,
Even to get to that level.
I've gotten drunk and said things that like were just stupid that nobody even picked up on, and
Yeah.
I beat myself up for
You
weeks.
feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To like traffic to human traffic and have like sex parties where you like torture prostitutes for people's amusement, how do you like wake up? What does that hangover feel like?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of Sunday scaries do you get if you know you have like
I need a
life in
cigarette.
prison? Yeah. Little hair of the dog.
Yeah. We just fucked kids all
Yeah.
night. I need a fucking a shot.
Yeah. But maybe you just keep drinking. I don't know. But
Well, that's the Bill Burr's thing. He was like, that's
he's
psychopaths
also
run
running,
the world.
He's doing free parties too.
Yeah.
I saw the movie he did for Netflix. I didn't know that was he had other
Yeah,
projects
yeah.
going on.
Old dads. It's,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
The live experience.
That's like I saw in one of the Diddy parties they had Kevin Hart open.
Oh man.
And as like a comic, I sort of got that a little bit. Where I was like, you ever been in a gig where you go, how the fuck am I here?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
We've all had
Totally.
been
I
on
had one
stage and
last
been
night.
like, oh man, I hope no one finds out about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is embarrassing to be here. You know, but when you're on Kevin Hart's level, it's instead of like a dive bar, it's an orgy.
Yeah, it's
I
a
guess.
big orgy where everyone's dressed in white.
Yeah. It's an eyes wide shut party. That's
see
their
this.
like hell gig.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're like,
Most of
"Ah,
those are doing VFWs. He's doing
Yeah.
Diddy's pool parties. But in the same, we both have the same emotions. I'd like to think.
He's just a road dog, man.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
He's a road dog. He's grinding. He's putting in the work. It takes 10 years to be a good pedophile.
That's right.
Nobody's a good pedophile over the first 10 years. Okay, you're just building. You're working it out. You know.
You got to wait for the kids to turn 10.
Yeah. You gotta find your voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, huh? Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, but yeah.
He was supposed to be one of the ones that got off to the side. Jay-Z's supposed to be like the bastion,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Well, I've been doing some black rooms, and I've heard the whispers. I've kept my sort of ear to the streets,
Yeah.
and
Oh, really? Is that what's going on?
Yeah. And from what I've heard, they expected this. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Black Twitter predicted this apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jay-Z the pedo.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Because I think there's. I was reading into it last night. Apparently, he met Beyonce when she was 16.
Oh, that
He's
is
like
right.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which can you imagine meeting a 16-year-old right now and being like, "You're perfect."
Yeah.
You know.
We're gonna push
Yeah.
you. We're gonna get you to the top.
My sister's 20. I meet her friends. I'm like, you guys are so annoying.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
suck. And I
Imagine.
sucked when I was 22, but nobody who was 30 was trying to fuck me. So
Sure.
yeah, people who were 20 were barely trying to fuck me. So
Yeah.
it's- I don't know how you have that clout to. I don't know.
Right. Especially when your parents probably, you know, I don't know where Beyonce comes from, but in terms of like, you know, status.
Yeah, probably a wealthy suburb somewhere in the Midwest. I would assume.
I know that she's from Houston. I know that.
I know.
Texas, Louisiana, I think she's from.
Okay.
Right. But when they hear like, you know, if she's like, Jay-Z wants to fucking put me in a music video, they're probably like, go.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
If they're
We'll
good,
buy you
if
the
they're good
ticket.
parents.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They wouldn't say some stupid shit
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're going to finish school.
Yeah, well, my
No.
sister, she's an actress, and she's been
Okay.
doing it since she was probably like 16, 17, kind of that age.
Yeah.
And my mom, you know, she's like, oh, you need a chaperone for these auditions and stuff, and that's why she doesn't book anything.
That's right. That's right. You got to get a little more.
Yeah, she's not willing to go, you know, she's not committed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike me, I've sucked millions of dicks, and I still don't get spots. But,
That's right.
You know, it's about, like, it takes 10 years. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So we keep choking down hogs until I'm at the cellar, baby.
That's right.
That's how it works.
That's how they're all there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how Chappelle got down
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And dick sucking.
Chappelle. He was a young Chappelle. Was the big dick guy.
Big dick guy.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, the Staten Island. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a little. He started as a kid too.
Yes.
Apparently. Yeah. I said when I was in Denver, there's Noah CL. Shout out to him. Very funny. He was like 15 or something. He's funnier than most. I meet like 35-year-olds who are like trying to make it. I'm like, that you're getting buried by a 14-year-old.
Yeah,
It's
you're
over.
fucked.
Yeah,
You're
sorry.
fucked.
Yeah.
It's a young man's game.
Yeah, it really is.
Right.
So you do some of those like Manhattan mics. You meet people who are like 50, and they're like, "This is gonna be my big shot." I don't
No,
think
it's
it is.
not.
Yeah. The first two marriages didn't work out. I don't think this is gonna be the thing that turns it around for you.
Right. But then there's some people that are just hobbyists, and that's
Yeah.
fine. You know,
Yeah.
They just get into it late.
It's a weird thing to pick as a hobby, but sure.
I know.
No.
I've always wanted to do this.
Yeah.
Really? This?
Yeah.
Just paint.
Yeah.
painting your house.
Yeah.
You know?
Collect stamps.
Yeah. That's like the fountain of youth for them. They,
Yeah.
like,
Plan
hang
and
out.
kill plan and execute the murder of a healthcare
Yeah.
CEO. Do something valuable with your time.
That's a young man's game.
Talk about
too.
hobbies. You know,
Yeah.
that's a kid who had a fucking hobby.
That's right.
Yeah. People said they didn't hear from him for 3 months. I was like, that's dedication.
Wow.
He's locked in. People throw it on the term locked in a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, that was him.
When you spend 3 months planning a murder, then you're locked in.
That's like
right?
Taxi Driver.
I don't care if you're upper deckering a Zin. That's
Yeah.
not locked in.
Is
Unless
that what
you're-
that's called? Upper decking?
Yeah. Unless you're 3D printing a ghost gun, I don't want to hear anything about how dialed in you are, okay?
I had a Zin for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
When was Thanksgiving? 2 weeks ago? Something like that. Yeah. And it was nice. I mean, I was drunk, so I didn't really
It's like a
feel
constant.
different.
It's constant nicotine.
Yeah.
Versus like just that like little punch from a cigarette.
Right. But cigarettes are just,
Yeah.
they're the best.
Yeah. They've been around for a while. The hits are the hits for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, they're like the Rolling Stones. They're not going away.
Yeah. And
And they're good for you now, apparently.
yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Everyone
Right.
that vapes is like, cigarettes, don't do this. Please don't do this.
Yeah.
Smoke cigarettes instead.
It kind of is funny, like whenever I'm trying to because I'll hit this vape every now and then when I'm doing like comedy stuff or like drinking other important things where I need to focus, and writing, drinking,
Yeah. Living.
yeah. After getting whiskey thick,
Laying
and-
in bed.
yeah, laying in bed ashamed after failing to perform sexually, all the basic things we need to focus.
Yeah.
But like when I'm trying to like cut back on nicotine, I always just switch to cigarettes.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the commitment for it. I don't have time to go. I'm not gonna be a full-time cigarette smoker.
Yeah.
I feel like I've sort of passed that part of my life, so
Really?
I could be a part-timer now.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like I'm like a reservist. Like some people they enlist in the Marines, and some people just do that shit where they train on the weekends.
Yes.
I'm like the the weekend warrior.
They call you in every once in a while.
Yeah.
You gotta
And
run
you're like,
this.
we're invading where?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'm an accountant, but sure.
Yeah.
I guess I could do bomb defusal too. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Vape. I do the opposite. Like there's a pack of Reds right over there right now.
I see 'em, yeah.
I'm fucking staring at them.
Like cowboy killers.
Someone else I met called them those cowboy
Yeah.
killers.
The red, that's like shooting yourself in the lungs with a gun.
Yeah,
Smoking a
yeah,
red.
yeah.
I like the 27s. I used to smoke cigarettes.
Those 27s are
Yeah,
good.
Marby 27s for my when I was in college. I smoked those a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
I was on Staten Island yesterday doing a
Sorry
great
about
little,
that.
little bar gig,
Yeah.
and this dude was outside smoking American Spirit Blacks.
The cigarettes you bum off like other comics at shitty gigs, you're
Yeah.
always like, what?
What the fuck is
I know
this?
you're trying to kill yourself, but
Yeah.
this isn't the way, man.
Yep, no, this guy wasn't a comic. He was just some
He was
poor
just,
dude that was in this
yeah.
bar.
Yeah, just some
Listening to
Staten Island
us.
lifer.
Yeah.
I went back to Jersey for the for Thanksgiving, and we did. I did that like the night before Thanksgiving. Everyone goes and blacks out. Like, the
Blackout
local,
Wednesday,
yeah.
baby.
Dude, it's getting sad now.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where people are really losing steam, and the people who like especially stayed around, like, yeah.
It
It's hard not to
sucks.
feel like a big city liberal coming home, just being like looking around, people go, "I'm so much better than you,"
Oh,
dude,
dude,
like it
happens
makes you
every
so
time.
arrogant. Yeah,
Happens every time.
they have like kids and stuff in houses, and I'm like, "Fucking,
You guys suck. You normie cocksuckers.
Yeah, you don't have a-
But you gotta go to bed.
you have a tight five."
Yeah. I've been bombing for months in the big city.
yeah. And people are always like, "How's comedy?" You're like, "Great,
Yeah.
I love it."
It's the fucking best.
Yeah, because you talk to other comics and you're like, this business is killing me. Like, it's always so like cynical, and then we have to talk to normal people. You have to like you have to like pretend like it's a smart thing to do with your life.
Yeah.
You gotta no, I'm making great decisions, and
Right.
I'm just a few months away from more
From
bar shows.
The big gig. Yeah.
The big gig in the sky. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it does happen every time where I go back home and I'm like, this place is so fucking boring.
Yeah.
Forget like the your friends are grown up and
Yeah, already have.
only talk about what happened.
I said already have.
Yeah. They talk about stupid shit like mortgages and
Yeah.
insurance and shit
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
just
yeah.
don't care to listen
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And you're looking around and you're like, this is just a boring ass fucking place.
Well, you work in a kitchen too, so like you have a different your like shop talk's different than a guy who works in like a like a Barstool Sports like white collar office job guy. I imagine.
Right.
They're talking about like what crypto they're investing in. You're talking about which South American nationality does cocaine the best.
Yes.
And it's just a different
El Salvadorian,
Yeah,
first
of course.
all.
Yeah. But it is like it's a different. I feel the same way about having like ever since I like quit corporate America and I do like an average Joe job now. It is harder to have those conversations where people are like work right and you're like, nah, it's just something I do for money during the day and I don't really like take it home with me anymore. And actually, like, I'm pretty like in a good place about it. And then people are like, fuck you know, that nothing makes people madder than being like, actually, I don't really give a shit about what I do.
Yeah. And it's also like when I meet somebody and they ask me, you know, what do you do? I don't say I'm a bartender or server.
Right.
Like, you got to get that out of me at some point. Not that I don't care about it, but I always just say I do stand up.
Yeah, I say CEO.
CEO.
I run a little company called United Healthcare.
Yeah,
Heard of it?
It's on ZipRecruiter. You gotta. They're taking applications.
Well, they are now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but a position just opened up. I got my eye on it.
I know. Do they have a guy picked out, a successor yet?
I hope not.
He's
got to be sweating.
He's like,
they got him, right? They caught him. Okay, then I'll take the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they might wait. They might have waited a week to announce somebody on that one.
Right.
Because they all took down their corporate leadership pages, which is interesting. All the big healthcare companies, you can't find like a name and picture of their.
Wow.
Yeah, which that'll stop. I'm sure that'll stop people from doing it again. They'll be copycats, I think. I think somebody will try, but I don't think they'll get as far.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's never anything like the original.
That's right. That's how it goes with everything.
Yeah.
Rocky 1. The first Rocky's the best.
Yeah. The Hangover movies.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they all killed CEOs in those.
Yeah. Well, the CEOs of the studios involved in those projects killed themselves when they saw how bad it did at the box office.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they're making a movie about Rocky being made. Have you seen this?
We really gotta get some fresh ideas.
Dude.
We gotta get fentanyl out of the cocaine supply so Hollywood can start churning out hits again.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a documentary on how Rocky was made and how he was like broke as fuck, and he was like he sold the script and the company said that they were going to get someone to star as Rocky, and he's like, no. I'm gonna be Rocky. Look at me.
Rock.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you wrote this? Color me shocked. You're literate. Great. Okay, can you act?
And he was doing porn before that. Did you know that? The Italian Stallion was a porno.
I'm gonna come.
Adrian. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna come.
He must have a hog on him, right?
Yeah,
you know, especially back in those days, the porn in those days.
He's got like dumb guy big dick syndrome for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
How fortunate are those guys? Be dumb and have a big dick?
Because to enjoy fucking, you gotta be kind of dumb.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're too in your head. You're too above the shoulders.
Yeah.
You gotta be a real like, not like, you know, like invalid level dumb, but you gotta be like a nice, like 110 IQ, man. You know, just over the hump, but not quite there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to turn it off.
Yeah, like a mid-level manager at like some cubicle farm somewhere.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that to somebody. I'm like, think about every time you got laid. Mm-hmm. You had to be dumb. You said done. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yep. Okay. Went through them all. Next.
You had to be dumb for like a little bit, for like the beginning part.
Yeah.
You know, like to get to court the lady. You had to be a little stupid.
Well, you got to pretend like you don't know what's going on. It's part of this thing. Oh, you're trying to fuck. Whoa. What's my mouth dick doing in my mouth? Like, that's, you know, it's gotta feel like an accident for it to be the good one usually.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It makes you wish you were a cow. Or, you know, have you seen the
elaborate.
Video? Have you seen the video?
I'm not all the way there yet, but elaborate.
There's like this video of a bull getting off of a trailer.
Yeah.
And it's all these mating like all these female cows, and they all just fucking stare at him and go around him. They're like waiting to get fucked. And it's like that bull didn't have to do anything.
Where we look at your mugshot up on that TV? You keep talking like this. You drawing pentagrams all over you too. Like, I'm a cow, I'm a bull, and they're cows. Guilty.
So, officer, he's right there.
Yeah. I think it was him. I think he did it. He's Italian. He looks guilty.
Yeah. But as far as like, you know, fucking, you have to just be a primal.
It's primal. Yeah.
It's primal.
You gotta like lose yourself in the moment. Yeah. You can't be thinking about like. About that job interview I got coming out, all that shit. You start pushing cooked spaghetti and it's over. Feel a little hot tingling in the back of you. Yeah. No, you feel a little hot tingle in the back of your head, and you feel the blood flow go from one head to the other, and you're like, I fucked up. Once you get it, it's over at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to pull back from that moment.
Dude, it's actually impossible.
Yeah.
You can't fix it.
Yeah. I remember one time I was sleeping with a girl, we were arguing about, she's like, it's really hot, because I was like, I had just had whiskey dick.
Happens.
Yeah, and I was like, it's pretty hard us guys always having to get our dicks hard. That was, my
that's
contribution
the conversation
to the
turns
discourse.
to.
Yeah, and then she was like, no, she's like, sex is much harder for women because you have to have something inside of you. And I was like, okay, but I gotta keep this thing hard the whole time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And if you're not helping, it's
yeah. And the blowjob was not great.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I felt teeth.
Yeah. Just a little glance.
I had a pretty convenient case of whiskey dick one time.
I've been there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
It feels like God's like, trust me.
You don't want this one.
Yeah.
This girl was giving me head, and she comes up under the covers and is like, by the way, before we do this, I have herpes. My shit said, meow. It was very nice.
You were like,
shh. It was very nice of her to say that, you know?
Yeah.
But we were drunk, and I was like, all right, well, thanks, but
yeah.
This is probably not happening.
This is why I hang my hat off.
yeah. Let's just go to bed.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's the big one. That's the
yeah. That doesn't go away.
Yeah. A little chlamydia. Whatever. Put a raincoat on. And,
exactly. Dick stings for a couple days.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Yeah, a little penicillin. Yeah, you're fine. But the herpes, that's a
Herpes
full-time job. Yeah.
It's so funny because I'll come across things on Instagram, and recently I saw something that was like, it was like some herbal remedy to completely get rid of herpes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
No, that works. Yeah.
I don't think if you could take garlic and oregano and blend it with lemon juice.
Yeah.
Your
She's
dick
like,
is
listen,
fine.
I have herpes, but I took a ginger shot before this, so it's fine. Yeah, it balances the pH out. Yeah, but I had one of those. I had where I brought a girl home, and the back of my head, I was like, I shouldn't fuck her. Like you're like, this is not gonna end well. And then we were back at my place, and then she just was like, all of a sudden, was just like, she's like, I'm not feeling well. I think I gotta go home. And she just like ran off, kinda. And I remember like sitting there looking up at the sky and being like, all right.
Thanks, God.
Fair point.
Yeah.
You good. You're right. Can't try to have a little fun, but all right, fine. You're for the best. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just confirmed whatever you were thinking.
Yeah.
This girl might be a demon.
Yeah, real demon from hell kind of lady. Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks that those are the ones that you want, right?
Yeah. I made a career out of that in college.
Really?
It was just a little screw loose, Yeah.
Those
I remember
are the
one
best.
time this is probably considered like you'll see. I went over to this girl's place and I knocked on the door. She called me and she's like, she lived right upstairs and she's like, come over. And I was like, all right. And I was like fucked up. I showed up with a beer in my hand,
Nice.
pounding on the door, and she opened. She's hammered and she's like, what are you doing here? I was like, all right, well, you called me. This doesn't seem like it's gonna go out. So I did. This is like my probably first or second month. I was like brand new to college. We just had all those like consent seminars.
Ooh.
So I popped into my head. And I was like, I'm gonna do the right thing here. And I was like, I think you're a little too drunk to have sex tonight. And what they don't prepare you for it in those seminars is when you tell a lady that, they don't go, thank you, you're right. They get very angry.
They get very mad.
They go, I'm too drunk. And so she started yelling at me.
Oh,
and she
no.
took her and she blocked the exit to the door, shirtless, blocks the exit to her dorm door. And she goes, you're not leaving till you fuck me.
Holy shit.
I looked down at my dick and went, well, old buddy.
Sorry, pal.
So I was like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to sit here and drink beer until either I'm as drunk as you, and you're going to drink water until either I'm as drunk as you or you're as sober as me.
Right.
And that's what happened.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Because you're on the same level.
Yeah.
People don't like that. People don't like that that maneuver. Because I've heard people do that.
Yeah.
But it's smart.
But I was under also fear for my life.
That's right.
Yes, it threatened me.
Yes.
So I was like, I can't leave because she will attack me.
Yeah.
But I can't fuck her because I'll go to jail.
Sure.
Real rock and a hard place situation to be in.
Yeah.
So I waited until probably 4 hours for her to sober up.
Wow.
And she did. She actually got sober, apologized.
And she still wanted it.
And and she was like, I still want to. She's like, you're still here. And I was like, all right. And then, she called me next week, and I
Wow,
yeah,
you
went
had
back.
a little
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
But
That's a love story.
looking
for being
back
honest.
on that, it was like I probably, if there was ever a moment for divine intervention,
Yeah.
it would have been like her being like, "You can't leave here too, fuck me." And then she like her knee gives out or something, and I'm,
Just dip out of there.
do a little,
Where was God that night?
Yeah. He was like, "Listen, I'm gonna give you.
I will give you a pass on
this
this one.
Yeah. Try, it's good pussy, dog. You don't want to.
I made it.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. I know, man. Yeah,
This
she
one's
was
good.
She was fun. I remember the first one time after we hooked up, we were sitting and I was smoking weed, and I was like, "You want to smoke some weed?" And she's like, I've never smoked weed before." She goes, "I usually just do coke."
What a sweetheart.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of putting the cart before the horse, but
Right.
sure. Yeah, it was wild times.
Sure.
One time I remember she called me over, and this time I was way too drunk, and again showed up with a beer. Wasn't thrilled about that.
That was your trademark.
Yeah, that was kind of my move. And because that was funny. Because you
Yeah.
get arrested for it. And in college, anything you get arrested for is funny to me.
Yeah.
Just walking around with alcohol in my hands, like going to cops. I remember one time I had a vodka bottle, and there was during a tailgate, and the horse cops came by, and they just, like, I had beers. But I was just, like, clutching alcohol, open containers. They looked at me and went, "Thank you for doing your civic duty, officer." And they just laughed and rode off. And so I would just be charming, and so I would never get in trouble for any of these things. And I showed up at her place, and I was just blackout drunk, and we just tried to start fucking, and my dick was just not doing anything. So I did the old, like, if you suck a little bit, it might work.
Yeah, it might work.
It might work. And so she like goes down on me, and while she's giving me a head to fix my whiskey dick, I noticed the Bud Light uncracked sitting on the bedside table next to me, and I was like, "Well, my mouth's not doing anything." So I reached over, cracked the beer, and with the noise, her eyes looked up and met mine, and I was like, "You're right, bad idea."
Let's take some more of this that's not helping me here.
Yeah. So that night I had to drink water.
Yeah.
It was a very two-sided relationship, I want to point out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Two to tango, and I was certifiably crazy too.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I had an experience maybe a few months ago where you lose the steam, and since then I've just been taking maca root every day. I've been popping the maca root.
Yeah.
And it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the, like, thicker loads, harder dick? What are we talking here?
Both of those.
Okay.
Yeah. It's worth it. It's a good thing. You buy it right at the store.
Folks.
The maca root, sponsored by Maca Root. That's our first sponsor.
Use code
actually.
Simian at checkout for 20% off.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Yeah, no, it's good. It's a good, and it's it's not like some pill.
It's not like one of those rhino dick pills you get to put there.
That make your heart explode.
Your eyes start vibrating.
Yeah. It's like you took DMT.
Yeah. You start seeing interdimensional beings.
You're like, oh fuck.
And then you start fucking them. Get over here.
You three-armed fucking.
Put that alien pussy on the table for me.
Alien pussy's probably nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what the government's hiding from us. They don't want you to know that. But.
They're off there fucking all the aliens themselves.
Yeah. Do you think, where do you land on the alien thing?
Man.
You're getting a little rogue in here, but
yeah. I don't know, dude. I feel like there's definitely unexplained shit. For sure. I don't know that it's aliens, but there is like stuff, for lack of a better term, that's science can't explain, in some facet.
True.
Yeah.
But my counterpoint is I don't really understand science. So when people go, can't explain, I
Science
go,
is
maybe,
make-believe too,
yeah.
Like,
I think it, like, there probably is somewhere, but I don't think they're gonna fuck with us. I think we're kind of like,
why would they?
well, we're like the bad neighborhood of the solar system. I feel
Yeah.
We're like, don't,
Like, oh,
you'll catch a stray.
Yeah.
It's like drive-bys on Earth all the time.
They keep killing each other.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
It's
But
like Compton.
I think, like, the funniest outcome for aliens is because everyone's like, oh, there's like advanced, like, if they came down and they were just certifiable morons, just the stupidest.
Yeah.
That would be a fun twist.
That'd be awesome.
They walk out of their spaceship and they're like, yo, what the fuck is up?
They just know how to work the technology, but
yeah.
they're just dumb as shit.
No, yeah, they're just all, like, addicted to sports gambling and sins. You know what I mean? Like, if the aliens are all just, like, barstool sports personalities, that would be a fun twist.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Or they're like McDonald's employees.
Yeah,
They know how to work the
yeah.
machines, but they're just stupid.
Right. Yeah, no, abduction machine broke. Sorry.
We got to call the guy in.
Yeah.
We can't do
Like,
the
it's
McFlurry.
always broke. Every time you go into the abduction, the machine's always broke.
All I want is an anal probe.
Yeah, the
man.
anal
Why-
probe machine is never working.
Stick a fucking tube
Yeah.
in my
What
ass.
time? When is the machine working? Tell me what time it works. I'll come in and do the probe then.
Right. The speaker box never works.
Yeah.
I'm trying to order
Yeah.
a fucking...
Large Fist in my ass.
Yeah.
That's- you speak English. They never speak English.
Who do they hire at these fucking alien
yeah,
hunts?
yeah. I bet she's not fucking legal.
Yeah.
I bet she's an illegal alien. That was cheap.
Did you know that? I just got that.
We're like an hour in. So
Did you know that there's a legitimate conspiracy behind the machines being broken at McDonald's?
Yeah. I imagine that people probably, but is it just the employees are lazy and just tell you it's broken?
No, it's much deeper than that.
Oh, okay.
I watched the whole fucking. It was like a half-hour conspircy.
Okay, because that sounds like something my dad would say in the car. Where he's like, you know, it's not broke. Just you know how they are. You're like, well, what are you?
They're lazy in
yeah.
there.
yeah. You know, they're just too lazy, and you're like, well, I don't.
They just don't want to clean it.
Yeah, like maybe it is broken. I don't. Yeah. But is there actually a high level?
Dude, it's fucking wild.
Okay.
So, in the paperwork for when you buy a McDonald's franchise, they allow you to buy or to rent all of the kitchen equipment from any company you want.
Okay.
You can do it except the ice cream machines. It is a specific company that is specifically in partnership with McDonald's and has been since the beginning. And the only way to get these things fixed are if you call one of the representatives there.
Okay.
The people that work at McDonald's have very little knowledge on how to work those machines. It's literally only, and if that doesn't work, then they don't know what to do.
You're like a mechanic, basically. Yeah. Okay.
So it's like this self-funding thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they just tell you it's clean. We don't know. They just press a button and they say it's cleaning itself. It's washing
So
itself.
it's kind
right
of a
now.
black box. So like we press a button. That is the most believable thing. As the employees going, look, we press a button, ice cream comes out. Sometimes it doesn't come out. What do you want us to fucking do about it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does make sense. I believe in that. You gotta be careful though. They'll take you out if you keep talking like that.
McDonald's
Yeah,
people?
Yeah. It's all the shooter got caught at a McDonald's. You know.
Right.
They had that McDonald's had that conspiracy. They're giving everyone salmonella with the onions.
That's right.
That's a lot of
Crazy timing, right?
Yeah.
Trump gets elected. Now you get E.
Now
coli.
they're trying to go after McDonald's.
Yeah.
The liberals are going after.
What the fuck's going on?
Mackers.
Yeah. And that's I mean, RFK was a little too late. He was a little too late,
you
you know?
could have saved a couple of lives. Yeah.
Not the important ones.
yeah. Right.
It's ironic that kid who was so upset at the CEO of a healthcare company goes to hide in a McDonald's.
Right. Which just shows that like we're all like none of us are above it.
No.
That is a very American story. Like it is funny that McDonald's is like cultural. It is like you go to a McDonald's in a bad neighborhood. It is kind of like the official like embassy.
Yeah.
For like homeless people.
Everyone hangs out there.
Yeah.
You can get in the bathroom, they don't mind.
Right. It used to be like just a place where like if you were good, your mom would take you to McDonald's to get chicken nuggets, and now it's become this weird like hub for like social services.
Yeah.
Which is it's like both dystopian and kind of beautiful in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's expensive as fuck. I don't know what homeless people are doing in there other than sleeping, I guess.
Masturbating and doing fentanyl, I would say, would be probably the biggest two activities. But
Right.
yeah,
They're definitely not eating.
No, that is funny. Like they can't even afford the food anymore at McDonald's.
Bro, it's so much money. The trade-off used to be you knew it was poison, but it was cheap.
It was cheap poison.
Now it's like it's expensive, but we're all addicted already. So
yeah,
we'll
see,
pay
I've never been a fast food guy. I never really when I'm drunk. Like sometimes if you're like, well, we're going to McDonald's, I'll like come along. But I can't remember the last time I like went out of my way to get fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just crave it for what that's the
it's
thing.
It's probably the You're like I did a heroin a few times and I have these weird cravings all the time.
I can't stop.
Yeah, it's like a chemical they put in it that makes it like weirdly like hard to stop. I don't know.
Yeah. All the yoga mats they put in it.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when I was in high school, they showed us. Remember that Food Inc? It was the documentary that like blew the the whole pink slime thing where they're just like there's like a paper shredder and they're just pouring like chickens into it to make chicken nuggets. And I remember I was in environmental science and our teacher was like, fucking pretty awful. I went and ordered a chicken patty at lunch 15 minutes later.
It's the same thing.
I was just like, dude, I'm hungry. Does this making anyone else hungry? That looks good.
Yeah. They got that downstairs.
Because it tastes good. That's the problem. Is like they show you're like, yeah, I know it's poison. I didn't buy like 20 chicken nuggets for $5 and be like, oh, this is probably good for you. Yeah, I knew it was poison.
Well, there was that one guy that I don't even know what it is. It was just a clip that went viral for a while, and he was like trying to make kids healthy chicken nuggets in front of them. And he's like, he has like a food processor and he's putting beaks and fucking chicken feet and bones and grinds it all up and covers it with some nondescript seasoning and fries it, and then he's like, and then this is a piece of organic chicken breast, and we're gonna bread it with good, and the kids fucking they like the other shit better.
Yeah. You're a kid. You're like, I don't understand the implications of eating beaks for like the 20 years of my life.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what colon cancer is yet, so I want the one that tastes good. Yeah, my mom would always make like healthy chicken cutlets at home,
and that's good.
I'd always be like, these are disgusting.
Yeah,
I was like,
you didn't like them.
Yeah, it's not even deep fried. I was like, I'm 12. I don't want to live forever.
Right.
I want like food that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hedonism's fun.
It is.
Hedonism, you need a little bit of it.
Yeah.
So you can't live. I mean, like a lot of the people that I like in terms of pop culture, they're all hedonistic scumbags.
Right.
Like I've been watching a lot of Lemmy Kilmister videos.
I don't know who that is.
Motorhead.
Oh yeah.
The lead guy from Motorhead.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys knew how to have a good time.
That's all they did.
Yeah.
Right up until the end. Like there's the last video of that dude, he's like a fucking corpse and he's still just smoking red 100s. Just like, well, I'm not going to live forever.
Yeah, like, you certainly aren't.
Not
good
even close.
Call.
Yeah.
You're on the money.
Like Keith Richards is 80.
Yeah. What's weird, some of them did kind of live forever. Steven Tyler, Keith Richards, Ozzy Osbourne's still alive.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
And he can't even talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like, because a lot of like my parents growing up, they're like, if you do drugs, like that's what's gonna happen to you. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna live to 80 and be rich
and have a great time along the way.
Yeah. Be too stupid to know how sad my life is. Sounds great. Yeah. I think if you do that route, I think you got to go all the way. I think you got to fry your brains to the point of no return. You don't want to be in that like middle ground of like I could have done more with my life. No.
You got to just
turn the lights off and full
whatever
speed
happens
ahead.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like whatever. Sure, science and health and whatever, but it's almost like whatever you believe. If you follow whatever your constitution is, it's like, I can make it.
I have two great aunts. They were twins, both of them, and they 2+ pack a day smokers. They were so addicted to cigarettes that they would have to wake up halfway through the night to smoke a cigarette.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they would wake up like 4 a.m, jonesing, rip a dart, and go back to bed.
How long do they live?
The one of them died like late 90s, and the other one died pushing 100.
God
like
damn.
This year, she had COVID like twice, and it finally killed her.
Yeah.
But like she had COVID for a while, and we're like, because they were nuns, both of them.
Whoa.
And we're like, if this bitch doesn't die soon, we're all going to church every weekend. You're on for they're like old school like Catholic nuns. They like put your cigarettes out on you if you were misbehaving. Like the fun
slapping the shit out of
kids. Yeah, like the one, and I think that's why they live so long. It's because all that anger, like you don't have that like stress and tension built up. You just
you just hit kids and love God.
Yeah, but they all like you were saying to your point, like they all believe that like God has a plan for me, and that plan is to chain smoke cigarettes and live to 100.
That's nice.
And they did.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it does kind of like. It's food for thought. You know what I mean? If you believe nothing can kill you, you're kind of right for a while.
You might be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, that's fucking. You'd be lying if you said you didn't want that.
Yeah.
To just have a ball and die old.
Or to live in like it'd be like great to live when you didn't know alcohol and cigarettes were that bad for you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Smoking
without the guilt, because that's the
arena.
hardest part. Is the guilt's the hardest part.
Yes.
It's like because if you're like a decent person, you have family, you have friends, you have people you want to survive for. So you start to like look at your behavior and go like, maybe I should like tamper down a little bit.
Right.
But if you don't know it's bad for you, like you're like, I'm just like I get grouchy if I don't smoke them. I'm a good person for smoking these cigarettes.
Right.
I get grouchy if I don't have them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be short with my family, so I need 3 or 4 whiskeys with dinner, and 3 or 4 more to go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in the day, CEO was if this was the old days, that CEO would have been drunk in his office at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
He'd be smoking a cigar, kicking his mistress out.
Right. He'd be mopping up the hooker blood, going fuck. Good thing they haven't invented DNA yet, or I'd be screwed.
Right. Or cameras.
Yeah. That would have been because you lived like prior to 1980. If you killed somebody and no one saw you, like you're good. You're golden, pony boy. And that'd be. As I was watching that whole thing, where like it's really over. You can't get away with anything anymore. They trace them all through New York, and you're just like, you'd like to think if you like did something naughty that you could like
scurry away.
Yeah. You could slip through the cracks. There's still like intrigue and mystique in the world, but it makes it kind of boring to know that like some bitch will rat you out of McDonald's in Altoona.
Yeah,
you know, and you
you're
still end up
fucked.
in a cage at the end of the day.
Right. It's all computers now. These fucking kids.
Yeah,
All the crimes on the
computers.
computer.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, the biggest crimes now they're just crypto.
Yeah,
Scams. Those are the biggest
Hawk
ones.
Tua girl is doing the biggest crime in the country.
I
right
saw
now.
that.
She's the biggest financial criminal.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
would have thought?
Well,
Just some dumb bitch on a fucking
yeah.
TikTok video.
It's funny to me that like I keep like seeing her in the news and I keep surely like it's gonna like people are gonna get sick of her, but her and the Costco boom people.
Oh my god.
They seem to be like they have this cultural staying power that I don't understand.
That just shows where we are as a country.
Yeah.
I would pay to watch all those people you just named die in a house fire.
Yeah.
I would sit outside and, warm my
roast
hands.
marshmallows.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
screamed.
Spit on a dick now, bitch.
Yeah.
We bring the boom. I saw a clip of the guy shooting the CEO, and they play
Dude,
the
watching
song.
watching the Rizzler melt like a peep in the microwave would be really
That'd be
satisfying.
awesome. He's like, while he dies, while the skin melts off his face. Oh, man. The dad of that family was like a wrestler at one point.
Yeah,
like
speaking of
pro
people who are going to
wrestler.
kill somebody, that dad is going to murder his whole family. The second their fame drive, I hope they stay
Yeah.
relevant because the second their fame drives up, he's gonna Chris Benoit his whole family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, fucking goddamn it.
Boom! Snapping their necks one by one. Boom!
Yeah. Costco fucking chicken bake.
Double chocolate chunk!
Yeah.
Snaps his wife's neck.
Yeah, I would love that. See, I
Yeah,
would pay
yeah.
for that live stream.
Yeah, I give the Viking I slipped in her wine tonight 3 out of 5 booms.
Double barrel shotgun. Kill my son and myself.
Yeah, no, he's gonna live stream himself killing his whole family, like
Yeah.
the Christtown shooter.
Yeah. The Christtown shooter.
He was the guy who shot up that like mosque in New Zealand with the GoPro on.
They
Yeah.
do that in other places? I thought we were the only ones.
That was like, dude, they got. Oh, don't even get me started. Those
Fighting our
countries,
style.
they go like 2 weeks without a mass shooting, and they get so arrogant. They're
Yeah.
like, ooh. But then, meanwhile, they're doing like the haka in Congress in New Zealand.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So you should have more guns. Make it a little more interesting. Stop doing fucking interpretive dance and
Yeah,
start
from a million years ago.
shooting CEOs who have wronged you.
Exactly.
That's everyone critiques the whole American way of doing it, but we do. It is an interesting, like that is a uniquely American situation, and like I do think it does say something about like it's good to see that we still have people who like are crazy enough to do something because like you
Yes.
said, you don't want to do it,
Yeah.
you know, but somebody has to.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's why everyone's like freaking out over this guy. He's like in a weird way, kind of a martyr. Where you're like, okay, there's this like palpable tension for the last
Yeah.
few years. Everyone's fucked. No one's any money, and everyone's kind of desperate. And you're like, I don't want to snap, but somebody's gonna snap. And
Somebody's
then
gotta do it.
seeing somebody else do it kind of makes you like, all right, I'm good for another 6 months. you know?
Yeah.
I won't shoot anybody for 6 months because he kind of did it. He did it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll stop cleaning my gun in the mirror.
Yeah.
Hit my Patrick Bateman arc.
Doing like the taxi driver, like, you talking to me?
Yeah.
Talking to me?
Just a montage in your room doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Like, I've
Yeah.
Ruined my body.
Yeah, it is very like an old like Scorsese kind of arc. Yeah, it's gonna be the movie.
That's gonna be good
It's
whenever
gonna
that
be
happens.
really good.
Joker 3. is
Yeah,
what it'll be.
yeah. Like it's a musical.
Yeah.
They'll still find a way to fuck up the movie. They'll still make it some hacky like. The Luigi will be like Native American or something. You know what I mean? They're like, well, we want like it's important that like everybody
inclusion.
representation is important, and we want little future killers at home to look on TV and see
right.
killers that look like them.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
that's the
CEO
important thing.
Is a
you know?
transgender,
Yeah, for too
African
long,
woman.
you look at the white crime. The true crime has been way too white for too long.
That's right.
You know, and we want everyone to be able to have aspirational tales that they can look at on TV. They go, I could murder 50 people. I could murder a bunch of prostitutes too.
The
you know?
representation's important.
Yeah, very important, especially when it comes to murder.
That's right. I mean, look at genocide. Genocide
Yeah.
is done by all different walks of life.
Right.
All over the country.
Right,
all over
right,
the world.
Right. Yeah, and who started that? I don't know, but whatever. That's a tough question to answer. So I like seeing you squirm.
Probably whites.
Yeah, that seems like that would be an us thing. It seems
Yeah,
very
they
up
rule.
our alley. Yeah,
They ruled for a while.
yeah,
It's turning to Arabs now. The Arabs are starting to creep in on the white power, you know?
yeah. You and my dad have a lot to talk about. He's
Really?
got-
He's like, these goddamn Muslims.
Yeah. Well, he's just like, he lives in Florida now, so I don't think he really his worldview is shaped by Fox News.
Right.
Yeah. So he's fun to talk to. It's fun to talk about. It's like I'll talk football with him, and if I'm not getting a rise out of him, I'll be like, well, they'll start throwing a little political topic, and that's when I start seeing him get a little riled up.
He's
I
like,
don't know about you, but like everyone talks about like, oh, I hate talking politics at the dinner. I love it. I feel like I'm the oldest sibling in my family, and I feel like ever since I like hit my like early 20s, I'm like the main. Like when we're having that argument, I'm in the driver's seat on that one.
Yeah.
I always see people like, oh, I don't want to go home because my family's gonna talk politics. I'm like, get better at arguing.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Read a book, stupid.
Yeah. You gotta like put them in their place, make them feel stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of my family, it's good because they're checked out. They say stuff like, "I don't get involved." I love that.
Yeah.
I love hearing an old guy.
Ooh,
Well,
you know what's a good one? Everyone's got an opinion.
And you don't want to hear mine.
Yeah. It's like, do you have an opinion? No, I don't, but you don't want to hear it. It's always the people who have nothing to say who go, you don't want to hear my opinion.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, you're right. I don't.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. That's the only thing maybe you've ever been right about. Is
Tell me more about the price of chicken breast.
Yeah.
That's what my family talks
when Obama was in office. Yeah. The snack wrap was fucking $2.
Now they don't even have it on the menu anymore.
Yeah. They're bringing it back, though. That's because they got Trump back in office. He's already doing it.
He's going to make changes.
Yeah. That's anything that's like vaguely like he's like, he'll just immediately be like, see, they're getting ready for him.
That's
you
right.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we need one of his kids. This is a question I asked. Right? Because the Hunter Biden thing, he got pardoned or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's a good, like, if my dad was the leader of the free world and didn't get me off for smoking crack, I'd, be a rough Father's Day the next
Especially
year.
when your brother died of cancer or whatever, and you fucked his wife or whatever that story was.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Well, in his defense, she was probably hot, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was easy to do, so. Cut the guy a break. We're all human.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking. So does that make Kodak Trump's son?
No, Barron is Barron.
But he hasn't gotten pardoned yet. Is my
yeah. Well, he'll need to do. I mean, he's at NYU. Let's see what kind of trouble he gets up to there. Yeah. But Barron Trump is going to be doing open mics at the Tiny Cupboard in 6 months.
That'll be awesome.
I guarantee it.
That would be sick.
You're going to be like,
that
guy's really bombing up there, and you're like, yeah, his dad's the fucking president.
He's autistic.
Yeah. How does he get booked? Dad's the fucking president. It's a whole.
He did MSG last week.
Yeah.
What's he doing here?
He opened for Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah. Shout out Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah. That's gonna be the next. It's gonna be like Barron Trump's gonna be doing the next like opening gig. And he's like, I guarantee it. He's gonna get in a theater. He's gonna be like, he'll either get into politics like his dad, or he'll go the other way and be like a weird like Bushwick.
Yeah.
Be like artsy.
He starts wearing like a long beanie with
paints
eggshell glasses.
Paints his fingernails.
Yeah.
He'll either overcompensate or he'll just go right down like the rabbit hole and be like a Kendall Roy type guy.
I would like that.
Yeah,
That'd be
I think
fun.
that the funnest thing is having his son do like improv. It's funny having Trump to be like, it's very good. They don't know what they're gonna say until they get up there.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
He's very
yes
tall.
and nobody yes ends like my son.
Yeah. He might be the best. I don't know.
Be the best.
People are calling him the best.
Yeah. So I would love to see Barron Trump start doing some like spots.
He just starts hating his dad.
Yeah, does the industry room, makes some waves, gets a residency. Yeah.
Sending out tapes.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Can you imagine booking like a bar show and you're going through the tapes in your DMs and you're like, is that the fucking president?
Barron Trump.
Yeah. Like that's a pretty good Israel joke, actually. It's
what a wild. You have to be a billionaire to name your son Barron.
Yeah.
That's like a power move.
Well, it was Donald Jr., Eric, and then Barron. Yeah, you really went royal with the last. Are they different? Are they all the same mom?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because I know he was taking his dick in a lot of things. But
oh yeah.
Are they all
That's
from
his
Melania?
only vice, right?
Are they all from Melania?
I don't know. Are all his kids from Melania?
I don't think any of them are.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that pussy didn't push anything
baby
out.
mamas?
Dude, Trump gets blacker by the second. The more we learn about him.
Yeah. Oh man, it's tough. That is like the hardest part about Trump is you'll be talking about him and then someone like will say something. You're like, damn, that's the coolest thing I ever heard. I like him,
Yeah.
but
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's just funny.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
thing. He's like Abe Lincoln. People said Abe Lincoln was funny. He would like crack jokes
interesting.
while he was on stage.
It's Trump Lincoln. We're freeing the slaves. Slavery, very bad.
Yeah.
We're being mean to the blacks. I don't like it.
Exactly. Black people love Trump.
Yeah, yeah.
They, maybe didn't like Abe at first, but after.
Yeah. And
you
then in the
know?
end, it might meet the same fate as Abe, too.
Yeah,
Coming full circle
exactly.
to
Wow.
the... Yeah.
That could
So
happen.
you're more right than you
Just
know.
Barron.
Just Barron.
Just Barron.
Okay, Barron and Malone.
Okay. So I think he's probably like the thoroughbred of the family, right?
Yeah.
He's probably like the one because he's
Well, his previous wives were all similar to Melania.
right. But I feel like the current wife, that's like if you're gonna
Like
have a
he-
legacy, I feel
His
like he's the one they
longest
want to
wife
have a
was
legacy.
This lady who's also fucking
Ivana.
Yeah, Ivana.
Yeah. Right.
Wait, Ivana and then dude, he's got a type.
Fucking Russian women.
Yeah.
Slavic ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're hot.
Yeah.
Slavic women are very hot.
Yeah. Very like I think they have a weird like I think she's like probably evil too.
Yeah,
I think she's like conniving and so I think they have like a weird like real recognized real kind of relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're both powerful.
Yeah. Like they don't fuck. They just like
They just
they watch each other like torture other people.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
She's like, pass that fucking bill.
Yeah.
Pass it.
Yeah.
Put those homeless people in an encampment.
Yeah.
She's like,
Oh,
oh.
I'm so wet, baby.
Yeah. They just masturbate in front of each
Oh,
other.
yeah. You're gonna cut entitlements? Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet they're gonna on the street, won't they?
Yeah, tell those stupid kids they can't read those books.
Yeah. Yeah, you get Catcher in the Rye the fuck out of those fucking libraries, dude. Oh fuck. Erased in the sun, get it out of there.
Yeah. That is like that. I mean, we were talking about it before, but it's like the movie The Gentleman, where
Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey is like a savage beast, and his wife is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
She won't fuck him unless he does some like savage shit. So it's
Yeah.
probably that same thing. It's like
Power
that.
couple.
Yeah.
Little fat. That was probably like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the next thing I was gonna say.
Yeah.
She's like, you better fuck those kids.
Yeah.
If you want to fuck me, you fuck kids first.
Right. Which is it is funny. Like you have Beyonce. Like if you're having sex with a 13-year-old, obviously you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
But if you're leaving Beyonce at home, being like, I just gotta run to the store, baby, and then go into like that, you're really a pedophile.
Right.
Yeah. Because you see like the To Catch a Predator pedophiles, they're always like that guy's not getting any pussy.
That's what it
You
is.
know?
They're just incels.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah,
even
yeah.
devoted.
Right.
You
They're
know?
just predators who like the only people that can fuck are kids.
They're kids.
Yeah. And they're like just sick in the head. So that's what they do. But you see like, like someone like Jay-Z, you can't argue that like,
It's by choice.
yeah.
He's like, I gotta figure out what's
Which
up
is
with
even
this.
dark, 'cause, you just like it. That's
Yeah,
the- yeah.
yeah. You could have literally any woman.
Yeah. Do you think there's a pedophile out there who's just like halfway through is like, I wish this was an adult.
Yeah.
She's so immature.
God damn it! I haven't had adult pussy in so long.
She's talking about Peppa Pig again. God, I fucking hate when she's
Damn, mad young.
talks about her day.
Peppa Pig. It's like a 6-year-old. Damn. Take that, YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, I have become death killer of algorithms. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm a great guy to have on if you really want to bury your thing at the bottom of the search results.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But
good
I
at
don't
that.
mind. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'll just throw in a few buzzwords at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, through incitements to violence at the end. Yeah.
Yes.
Just ruin the last hour by just looking dead in the camera and be like, if you're watching, kill a CEO. Yeah.
Find the owner of a small business and strangle him.
Yeah. Let's start small. Yeah.
See if you like the idea.
We gotta stop because look. We gotta focus on the small, hardworking. Small business is the backbone of America.
That's
okay,
right.
and those CEOs are not getting killed at all.
That's right.
So it's gotta be an equal.
Find a farmer.
Yeah,
Kill a farmer.
Kill a farmer.
Stab a farmer in
Go
front
to
of
a
the
local
hay.
farmer's market with a Glock. Start blasting off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I've lost the plot. I don't know. I have $6 in my checking account and I have lost the plot.
There's not enough poison in this food.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
As soon as I pulled this thing out, I realized I made a mistake, but I can't walk this back.
I know, right?
Somebody's got to die.
The reluctant mass shooter.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know if I like. He kills one guy and he's like,
I had a
fuck.
bit on stage that was not working, and I'm pretty sure I know why. In hindsight, pretty 2020. But it was about there was a shooting probably like 6 months ago or something where a guy walked into he was a disgruntled office employee, and he walked into his office with an AR-15, pointed like that, went the gun jammed.
Fuck.
And so he's just staying there, and eventually he unjammed it and just shot himself. Just panicked and shot himself.
Wow.
Which just the humiliation of being like, you guys have fucked me over for the last. Hey, Jim. Oh, Mondays, huh? Like, fucking, I really freaked out. I'll have that report on your desk by end of day. Sorry about that.
Right.
Yeah, you can't walk that way. You have to kill yourself. You can't just be like, give me a sec here. Let me just, I think I forgot the chamber around.
Yeah.
So it's funny to me to imagine a guy in his last moments, frantic, like, fuck, this is so fucking embarrassing,
This is so
dude.
stupid. Why did I do
Oh,
this?
do this.
I can't do anything right.
Idiot. It's like that scene in Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Oh, such a fucking idiot.
I can't do shit right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a podcast is a great place to run bits that didn't work.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
stage,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it might, someone might listen to it.
Right.
It's a wider audience.
Island of
you know?
misfit bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast is great for that.
Yeah. That's what I miss about not having one. Is now that trash just goes straight in the dumpster.
That's
know?
right.
Yeah. It used to go on the airwaves.
Yeah. The 6 people I did it for that I do it for every night didn't like it, but someone else might.
It is. I still go home in the holidays, and I still get like people I went to high school with who are like, "Dude, you should bring that show back." So I'm like,
Yeah.
no, probably not.
No?
Career wise, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, it just I don't know. I maybe I will bring it back.
Would it be the
eventually.
same thing, or do you think you'd start a completely new one?
I think I'd probably start fresh, just because
Yeah.
the guy I used to do it with is just, we're like just kind of different places now, and he's like a corporate. It's funny when I started doing it, I quit my corporate job to like go into the creative thing or whatever, and then he was just working at a restaurant at the time, just like an average Joe job, and now he's like the corporate guy, and I have the average Joe job, so like the roles, yeah.
It's kind of the same. You could do it.
We could, yeah. I would just have to. We'd have to just switch teams. Yeah. He'd have to be like the witty, intelligent one.
Right.
Yeah. And I'd have to be the dumb Polish one. I know he's probably watching this.
All Polish
Hi,
people are
Dom.
dumb, right?
I'm sorry, I'm cheating on you.
Yeah.
It's not better. It's just different.
Yeah. It's just.
Yeah.
It wasn't goodbye. It was I'll see you later.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to the store for a pack of cigarettes. It wasn't goodbye. It was I'm just gonna grab a gallon of milk. I'll be back in 20.
Yeah, you're the deadbeat dad of podcasts.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's Bert Kreischer, but
Yeah. Who I don't find very funny.
no,
Right?
yeah.
I love that you're like, no, nobody
No,
does.
yeah. What, you crazy? It's-
It would be more.
I know he said a lot of controversial things tonight. I don't think that's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, right. People were like, wait a second.
Yeah. I was with you guys through the whole, but whoa.
Hour and 20 minutes in.
You had me on some pedophiles might not like it.
Yeah.
But once you hit the part about Bert Kreischer, the machine not being
Yeah.
funny, well, brother, I'm offended.
The goat.
Yeah.
That's another guy that's like, he found a thing and now he's kind of stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Alcohol was
Yeah,
the
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
He found a thing called drinking 15 beers a day.
Right.
And now he's stuck drinking. It's just
He's
it's
got
a
his
fun.
own vodka now, too.
I feel like a lot of comics rag on him, but he's more successful than all of us. So
Exactly. That's the other thing. It's like,
I'm speaking truth to power. I'm punching up.
yeah. Exactly.
That's what comedy's all about. I'm not bitter. I'm brave.
Brave, yeah. You're just saying what people are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Saying exactly what everyone is thinking. As already said many times over on the
Yes.
internet. That's not hack. It's brave.
That's exactly
Yeah.
it. Right. Yeah, but he's got that character. It's like Dice, right? Like,
Yeah,
He just
yeah.
came up with that guy,
Mm-hmm.
and now he has to be that guy always.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
He's not even Italian. He's a Jewish guy.
He's Chinese.
Ritu miss fucking
Hickory dickory.
Ritu miss Muffet sat on a coffee.
Still doing. He's squatting while he's smoking a cigarette.
Practicing Tai Chi.
Just walking with his hands clasped behind his back, pacing back and forth on stage. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm glad we snuck that one in. Yeah,
Chinese Dice Clay.
I'm gonna be thinking about that one a lot for the next couple of days.
That's like a come down bit. It's got to be at this point.
Yeah. That's the highest praise you can get.
Right?
Is yeah.
They figured out the dumb podcast blueprint.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I think, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If you meet people who are like middling like open micers, like they're the dream.
Oh,
for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Right.
Which is funny is like if I just keep working. This is like we were talking about. It's like trying to like justify his career choice to other people. It's fun being back home, being like, listen, if I just put like 10 years of hard work in, sacrifice everything, mortgage my entire social life, I can maybe one day be the next come town.
That's right.
And to most people, they hear you say that and they go, "Are you sure that's worth the stuff you just said?" You're like, "Yeah, trust me. Yeah."
Well, they made a lot of fucking money doing
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I think they're all very unhappy from what it seems like.
I don't know about. I mean, Stavros is kind of killing it. Right?
Yeah, but I think that's why he's so happy. I think he kind of just like went off and
left.
did it. Yeah.
Yeah, the
'Cause I
other
think
two
that's the like bad thing about like getting one project that's really successful is then you just kind of like, oh, I'm the come town guy.
Yes.
Like Dice, and if you ever want to be something else, you're like, no, I'm just the guy who like smokes cigarettes and does like funny nursery rhymes.
Right.
It's hard to then like transition to like a Carlin arc if you start out as Andrew Dice Clay. I feel like.
Yeah. Where you can kind of make something new and people will still fuck with you.
Right. So that's why I stay in the come town lane is because I'm not capable of anything better. So I will never feel that pressure to evolve as an artist.
Yeah.
Because I've already reached my final form.
Yeah. Well, it's also like you think about. We mentioned the Rolling Stones earlier, and it's like those guys have been making pretty much the same music for 50 years.
Yeah.
And so many hits. I mean, people don't realize how hard it is to have one. Like we make fun of one-hit wonders.
That's hard though.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
Like "Come On, Eileen." That's the only song those guys made.
Yeah, on my Friday night.
Hey.
Hey, is this thing still on? You're still recording, right?
I know that's the best fucking
AC/DC was another one of those.
same music.
AC/DC,
all the way through.
horseshit music.
Yeah.
But so good. So
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like, I remember listening to that as a kid and be like, this fucking rules.
It's the best.
And then you listen to it as an adult, you're like, well, surely this, and then no, it still rules just as hard.
Yeah.
You hear like Hell's Bells at the beginning of a sports event,
come
your
on.
fucking balls start tingling.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
run through a fucking wall.
Yeah, dude. And I think there's a place for that. Not everything has to be like high art. I think it's cool shit. We need cool
Some
shit
of it's
too.
cool, fun.
I think that's kind of like how the entertainment industry kind of lost the plot a little bit. Is I feel like everything tries to be highbrow now. You know, it's like, oh, it's the gritty version of it. It's like the realistic, and you're like, nah. Like sometimes stuff can just be fun.
Plus, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yeah,
not looking
yeah,
for
yeah.
real necessarily. You know?
Right,
You want
right,
real,
right,
look
right.
out your window. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
We're looking for a fucking escape when we watch a movie.
Yeah, right,
Usually.
right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So like, I'm a fan of like shameless escapism. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Well, everyone shits on reality. I think reality TV is good. You know, I think
That might be the hottest take of the night.
I think it's good. I think people need you got to have that because
Yeah.
if you don't have that, you're gonna create that drama in your own personal life. You need to get that fixed somewhere. It's like watching somebody else kill a CEO. You're like, they're ruining my life, so I don't have to.
That's right.
Yeah, you're like vicariously ruining your life through other people, and then
Yeah.
you turn the TV off. You put the wine bottle in the trash. I had 3. Looks like mommy's gonna eat a glass with breakfast too. And then you go to bed and you wake up a good person.
That's
you
right.
know? And shaking a little bit. But
Just a little
mostly
bit.
a good person.
Just take another sip.
You're excited.
Yeah. Ooh, another day.
Ooh, more reality TV. I'm so excited to watch Love Island. I'm shaking.
Well, Jersey Shore changed the game, right? With
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah. That was really, I think, that was the flashpoint, I think. That's when people were like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. Jersey Shore is fun.
And it was the first time I watched Jersey Shore wasn't when it was happening. It was when it was happening. I was in like middle school.
Yeah, I got into it in like college. My roommates, because I lived at the Jersey Shore for a summer, so I like lived, like you saw it everywhere. So it wasn't like I was like, yeah, just how they are.
You were
And
much
then-
tanner. Way
no,
more
I
jacked.
was still pale and yeah. I looked about the same as I did.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
a fault. Yeah, did not get laid that summer. But you don't really want to.
They made it look so
so
easy.
Yeah. You don't want to fuck a gym teacher, you know. Fuck
Speak
a
for
substitute
yourself.
teacher, yeah. But like it was like watching that show, like because all my friends were like, "Oh, you're from Jersey, you'll love this," and they put it on. I was like, "Dude, this is actually perfect."
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's so true to life. It's authentic, but also ridiculous, which I think is
Right.
hard.
Right.
Yeah.
First time I watched it, we were on mushrooms. My buddies were like, "We got to put this on," and I had never watched it. This was like, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, and you feel dumber. Like I felt
Yeah.
dumber afterwards.
But it's a good way to pull yourself out of like a mushroom spiral if you're having a bad trip.
Just put
You're like,
put
I'm a
that
bad
on.
person. You're like, oh, that guy just punched Snooki. No, I'm fine.
Yeah. This guy's mad for nothing. He just turned his place
yeah.
upside down.
The peak of that show is when the situation got into opiates.
Ooh.
And it was like he was on the whole time mostly, and then he goes to rehab in like season 5, and it's not that fun afterwards.
Yeah.
But it's like season 4 or something like that. They're like, there's a season where they're in LA or they're in Italy, and he's spiraling. That's when he puts his head through the wall. And you know the neck brace picture?
Yes.
That like so he talked about it after the fact, and he put his head through that wall so he get a prescription for more Percocet. pretty.
What a genius.
And then they say they're dumb. These are those people from the Jersey Shore.
That's
are
how
dumb.
he's got abs. from doing
Yeah,
heroin.
yeah. And so, yeah, heroin chic,
yeah.
Vicodin chic.
You don't eat. You're not
Yeah,
hungry.
yeah. And so he like the season after they get back from Italy, he's like clearly like he's like falling asleep during takes. They'll be at dinner and he's just like nodding off at dinner, and it's just such a train wreck. You're like, this is good TV.
Yeah.
Because nobody at any point stepped in and was like, we got to get him help.
Yeah.
That would have ruined it.
No.
And he went to
You
rehab.
can't
He's
do
fine.
that.
He's
He'll be
sober now.
good. He's got
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
That's why we like those TLC shows, My 600 Pound Life.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
My Strange Addiction, because we're like, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not that guy.
Oh, my mom, when I was younger, she would sit and she would bawl her eyes out and watch that show Intervention. Do you remember that show?
Yeah.
And she would just watch people just ruin their lives. And then at the end, they always get the false hope. They're like, they show a shot of them on the plane flying to rehab.
Yeah,
and
they're,
it
like,
cuts like a
smiling.
black and white title card. And it's just like Jessica overdosed 2 weeks later. So, you know, it's always some like dark ending. And she would just sit there and be like, I thought Jessica was going to turn it around. And like, I'm like, what is this? But then I realized as I got older, it's like, oh, like she grew up around a lot of addiction. So it's just like, well, my kids aren't in rehab, so I'm a great mother.
Yeah,
and
we're
it's just
doing
it's
good.
like that downward social comparison.
Yeah. Well, that was that dude crying, right?
Oh,
I still
yeah,
love
yeah,
you.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was like
yeah.
that famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude was a pro boxer at one point. People don't even know that. That guy was a bad motherfucker. And they
Yeah,
just
and
started-
pussy.
yeah, now he's a bitch crying on TV.
Yeah. Showing emotions publicly
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
man. Ugh. Could never be me.
Gross.
Yeah.
Even if I get paid for it.
No, you should cry in the shower once a quarter like an adult.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
You should collapse in the shower and just start heaving and
Hit yourself in the
snot
head a
pouring
couple
out,
times.
punching the tile,
God damn
bloodying
it.
your knuckles.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it! No! And you get out of the shower and you towel yourself off.
And you go to work.
Yeah, you go to work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go sell insurance for 8 hours.
I-
You bottle all that rage up, and then,
And
3
you
months
buy-
later, you go, fuck.
Yeah.
No, come on.
You stop at Dunkin' and get donuts for the
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah.
And you're all right. It's okay.
You lose it on a customer service worker at some point. You ever had that where you're like, I've been having a really bad day.
Yeah.
And I'll get like when I was moving, I remember I was seeing this girl that like didn't work out, and I was really upset about it. And I was moving, and it was just this whole nightmare. My old landlord was trying to fuck me out of my security deposit. The new place is hard. There's the guy was still living there, and I'd like come a day early and move my. It was just so stressful and terrible. And I remember like during that whole experience, I was like, wait, what was I just saying? I totally lost my
You
train of thought.
shitting on like a customer service.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
had to cancel Spectrum.
Okay.
And I all day,
It's always a
like
disaster.
9 hours of hell, like schlepping stuff from one place to another.
Yeah.
In this like shitty little van that didn't fit anything. And the last call of the day I had to make was to Spectrum to cancel my service. And when I bought the service, they fucked me out of a bunch of stuff. They like totally scammed me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I am going to take all of my rage from the last 3 weeks and park it on whatever poor fuck it's on the other end of this phone.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
I went in ready for war, and I was like, "I'm canceling," and they're like, "That's fine." I was like, "Come on, push back, fight!" Fight back. It was like the video of the
mad.
guy getting jumped, where they're like, "Fight back!"
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that with like my Uber deliveries.
Okay.
One time I remember the specific time I was fucking starving, which is my fault. I should have eaten.
Yeah.
But it was like 7 at night, and I'm
Yeah.
fucking
And so now the
hungry.
Guatemalan guy who isn't riding his moped fast enough is the
Yes.
problem.
Downpouring.
Yeah.
It was like 45 minutes. I'm like, where the fuck?
Hop the curb.
Yeah, you're watching him. You're like, where the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Oh, I do that too. I
Yeah.
can't. I turn to a psycho. I turn to a crazy ex-girlfriend.
Like,
when
where's
I order
my
food.
fucking food?
I
man?
watch him. I go, that's not the right way.
Yeah,
It's taking too
yeah,
long.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tip him, and then he shows up. I'm like, thank you so much.
Yeah. Normally I'm like that, and it was downpouring. And this dude, this little fucking, like you said, little Guatemalan guy,
Yeah.
he's like smiling, hello, how are you?
yeah.
Downpouring.
Yeah.
And I just grab it and shut the door. Fucking walked in.
Trump 2024.
I ate it, and I felt immediately better, and I was like, man,
Oh
I feel
yeah,
bad.
it's like post nut clarity.
Yeah.
the post like Grubhub clarity of you're like that was a man trying to feed his family.
Exactly.
Slammed a
Where's
door
my
in his
pad
face.
thai?
Yeah, I remember I had one of those where it was when I was still in Denver, and here they have the people who deliver your food are like the most hardworking people ever.
Yeah.
In Denver, it's just lazy stoners.
Yes.
It's just like white guys who don't have a job, and so you get more mad at them.
Yeah.
And I remember one time this guy pulled up, and like it took like an hour to get my food. It was like a 10-minute drive down the street, and he showed up, and I was like, finally, he's here. And I saw him stop at a McDonald's on the way, and I was like, this fat fuck getting himself a snack on the way to deliver my
Out of your
food.
dime.
And I was like, all right, maybe he's picking up somebody else's order that he has to drop off later or something like that. And I show up, he doesn't have my food. He just has a coffee from McDonald's. He goes, here's your order. And I was like, bro, that's not like I didn't order McDonald's or whatever.
Oh man.
And so he clearly ate my food and then went to a McDonald's and just got like a random thing to be like, oh, is this it? And then that is, I won't say, I went
would
upstairs.
kill a person.
The only time I've ever like legitimately like sat down and like had a moment where I was like, like the things that I said in that moment,
Yeah.
still to this day, when I'm like about to fall asleep, I'm like, you know, just
Make you
cutting
shudder.
word, like just
Yeah.
I said just like I went on this rant and I just got like I ate my food and then I came down from that anger and I was like, like that was, you know, like
Nice.
that was not worth the level of anger.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah. But if like you knew the words I was saying,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
every
Call him the N-word. He wasn't even black.
yeah, one of those. Yeah. Where I'm like, I've never said it in anger, but one time this guy ate my food. Yeah.
Well, let's wrap this motherfucker up,
Yeah.
man.
You finally got me to admit to saying racial slurs.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
we got him, boys.
It's a wrap. Turn the cameras
Yeah.
off.
Where can people find you? Do you have anything to promote? If you've made it this far.
Like I said earlier, I don't got a lot going on. No,
Yeah.
Damn. You know what? LOSIERTY13 Losier13 is my Instagram.
Nice.
Follow me there. Damn, I'm trying to think of something to plug. This is always
Your old
weird.
podcast?
Yeah. No, because I didn't pay the bills, so they took it off.
Oh, cocksuckers.
It's still on. You can still find it on the Could Be Worse pod. If you want to look at me, you think I'm funny, you want to find some of my old stuff. We did like, I think, like 50 or 60 episodes. We had a good time. It's still out there somewhere. It's on YouTube still. If you search like the Could Be Worse podcast, we'll probably pop up. But I didn't pay any of the bills, so they took me off streaming services.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, you know,
Kill the
staying
YouTube
cool.
CEO next.
Yeah. You're gonna kill the Podbean CEO.
Yeah. All right, gang. Thank y'all so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week. So long.
See ya.